I don't know if any of you have ever seen this, but this is a good one. A couple of years ago, I ran into this problem. The starter button was broken on the ignition on my VFR, so I bought a new one from a salvage yard, and it worked pretty good. This is the other one on my other bike. It worked pretty good until I decided to switch up to new clip-ons. They're 41 millimeters, I think. Yeah, 41 millimeters. Those are the original ones. Those are the new ones. The angle and I don't know how it's gonna feel, but the whole thing's a little different, a lot different. But it wouldn't go on. I couldn't get the handlebar on for some reason, and the reason why I couldn't get it on was let me get some light here. Was because the barrel right there, the barrel on the throttle, wouldn't go down. And I was sitting there, I was like, what the hell, you know, is it the handlebar or what the hell? So I opened it up. I put this one on that's off my other VFR. I put that one on the handlebar, and it fit perfectly on the original clip-ons, but then when I put it on there, it fit perfectly. So I said to myself, well, wait a minute, something's not right here because it's fitting perfectly. So here's the problem. If you can see that right there, can you see that? That little thing has fallen out of the nut, or is broken. And here's the original one that I have, and you can see it's perfectly straight there. Now here is the one on the other VFR. It's perfectly straight. So let me see if I can show this again. This is just so weird, you know? And not only that, these fixes are very, very difficult. Changing out this right here is very, very difficult. If your on-off button and ignition start button is faulty, switching this out is tremendous. Taking off the throttle is a tremendous task. I mean, it's not impossible, and I can do it. It's tedious. It takes a long time. So basically, here's what we're looking at. This here is the unit I'm talking about, and if you can see, the plastic is broken, and when you look at it, it's canted over to the left right there, which prevents it from mounting on the handlebar. This one is perfectly centered, and it's right just a little tad where the handlebar sits on there. Same thing with this one. It just, you know, okay, I won't show you that. So here's the fix. If you take the the top here, the only thing that's holding it is that wire right here. That wire right here. There's two wires. That's a black and white. It goes to the on-off switch on the top, the ignition. Cut that wire. When you cut that wire, the shrink wrap will pull right out. Okay? What you're gonna get when you cut that wire is this. And there it is right there. That's the ignition button. That's my good ignition button. The wire's cut. Let me get over here. There's the ignition button. Okay. The wire's cut. The shrink wrap I'm gonna cut off here, and I'm gonna rewire that. Here's the bottom unit. The bomb unit is on my old one. This is the original that came with the bike, that had to be replaced. It's still good. The starter button is good. Everything's good in it. The two wires are cut right here. Okay. That's the only thing that's joined in the top and the bottom to get the throttle cables out. Okay, there's a front and a rear. You start with the front. I don't think it really matters, but it's easier, I guess. And to do this, you get a wrench on here and you pull this nut off. When you pull this nut off like that, okay, it slides down. Then you twist this round and round. That's why you probably want to do the front one. And let me see if I can twist this. Hang on a second, let me put this down. Okay, once it's twisted off, which is twisted off here, you can pull the throttle cable right out. Okay, so the front, which case I've marked the rear right here. I've marked it rear. Put that one aside with this one. I'm going to mount it on the good bottom one. Okay, so the bad or faulty one, where did I put the bad or faulty one? Right, that's the bad faulty top. Not using that one. This is the good bottom. That's the good top. That's the good bottom. Now the bad one is right here. Okay, yeah, there's the bad one right there. That's gonna get put aside. Okay, so once you got all that, you get your let me get the butt connectors. Okay, you need shrink wrap and you need butt connectors. Now, butt connectors. That's a bag of I think 200 or 100. I got them for I think like $1.50 for 50 of them. They're 18. No, yeah, I think they're 18 gauge, 16 to 18 gauge, which pretty much handles almost everything. If you go higher than that, then you don't want butt connectors. You want insulated. And you know, if you get the insulated ones, because you're pulling a lot of wire, you're pulling a lot of voltage through a wire that's you know, 10 to 14 gauge. You're pulling a lot of wire, so you may want to avoid that one. I do have I think these may be, no, they're all the same. They're about 18 to 16 to 18. These may be a little bit bigger, I don't know. But whatever the case, get your shrink wrap. Shrink wrap these two wires. They're very thin, so I use those little things. They're already pre-cut. They just slip right around it. So I rewire that, put the throttle back, throttle cables back, and it's all fixed. And it'll mount on the new clip-ons now with that little nut, because of plastic either melted. It looks like it melted. It looks like it either melted or it broke. But whatever the case, it's not mounting on. And before, I think it was smashing. It was smashing down. Oh, I know why. There's a nut on here. There was a nut on the original clip-on that I had to cut. I used a grinder to grind it off. I think that caused that little problem. I don't know. Whatever the case. You see the problem, you see the fix. Okay, alright. This is a difficult fix, and not only that, I looked at this, I couldn't figure out what to do. And I needed a new start button, which buying a new one was my only choice. But you know, now that I have a couple old ones and stuff, I can mix and match it. Alright.